The Redmond City Council has approved a gasoline tax to fund street maintenance. I'm Steve Coffey. The council was considering the 3 cents per gallon gasoline tax to help fund maintenance for the city's 160 miles of streets and roads. Proponents of the tax said that the tax would pencil out to only about $18 to $20 more a month for people who fuel their vehicles at a Redmond gas station. That argument didn't wash for several of those who testified.
I oppose this, and with all due respect, Mr. Mayor, that $22 is my $22. There are people like us that are on a strict budget, and we can't afford that anymore. We're being taxed and taxed and taxed, and frankly, we're getting tired of it.
With everybody pinching pennies, and they're kind of going, you know what, I'm kind of sick of taxes anyway. If they're going to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go where they're not taxing it like that.
If there was a good tax, this absolutely is it. And I would love to jump on that and say I support this. But it's a philosophical basis. We have to stop taxing and taxing and taxing to solve our problems, even though they're legitimate.
But there were some familiar faces who spoke out in favor of the tax. One was former Redmond Mayor Alan Unger.
I'm real proud of Redmond. I'm proud of the roads that we have here and the maintenance plan we have to continue to provide excellent roads, safe roads into the future. I want you to be strong. I want you to look at Redmond and say we're going to maintain Redmond and keep it the best place it can be. And I think a gas tax is a fair tax, and I would support that.
Citizen Ed Fish also prefers the gasoline tax.
And if we don't have the resources to maintain those streets, we're going to affect safety, we're going to affect livability, and we're going to affect our ability to have economic development here in Redmond.
Paul Romaine, attorney for the Oregon Petroleum Association, tried to persuade the council to not approve the tax. He pointed out that the association supports a universal statewide gas tax increase because it will be shared equally. The council wondered how the association could support a gas tax on the one hand and oppose it on the local level.
The problem with the city council here is they hear, but they don't listen. Because what we said was there's a difference between a statewide tax where it's shared equally around, everybody pays, versus a individual tax in individual jurisdictions where you end up with 3 cents here and nothing in the next jurisdiction. That is very difficult for a local dealer to handle. And that's what they don't get. We don't care. The amount of the tax is not, generally speaking, a dealer concern, because as long as it's fair across the board. It's a competitive issue when it's not fair, because it costs 3 cents more for that local dealer. And this is not Shell or Exxon or BP. These are local people who own the stations. It's not big oil.
The whole issue of a gasoline tax was forced on communities when the 2009 Oregon legislature approved House Bill 2001. This establishes a statewide 6 cents a gallon tax increase, but also established a moratorium on any other gas tax increase. That moratorium takes effect September 28th and will continue into 2014. Municipalities were given only until the September 28th deadline to pass a gas tax or wait for 4 years. Like they have in Sisters and in Madras, where similar gas taxes have been passed by their city councils, the Petroleum Association is vowing now to refer the issue to voters on the March ballots. Redmond Mayor George Endicott.
My preference is always to hear from the citizens. I would have liked to have seen us have a referendum and ask the people what they thought about it. The way the legislature passed the law, we didn't have that option. So we either approved it by September 28th or we wait 4 years, and that's just unpalatable in terms of, maintaining our investment in our roads. So we did what we did.
The council approved the gas tax on a unanimous vote to be effective January 1st, 2011. They put it out far enough, they hope, for the economic recession to be in the past. Redmond Public Works Director Chris Doty said even with an 18-month delay, the extra revenue to maintain city streets will be welcome.
It will certainly be a big part of that solution, to providing that ongoing transportation system maintenance that our system needs.
The Oregon Petroleum Association thinks that even referring the issue to a March ballot will effectively kill the tax because the vote will be after the beginning of the moratorium. Mayor Endicott said the city's lawyers disagree. Of course, the voters will have their say in March if the oil people are successful in their petition drive. I'm Steve Coffey. Take 5 is a production of 1110 KBND Radio News. Depend on us.